Hello, Queen of Dover. Welcome. New Brunswick, Canada. Awesome. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining. Hope you had a good week. Looks like we have a couple more on too. I'm started a couple minutes early tonight. I was actually playing around with my camera and hit start a little prematurely, but that's okay. It's good to be early, right? So we'll give everyone a few minutes to join. Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you so much. So yeah, sorry I missed the past couple of weeks. Been pretty sick here at the house, but we're finally all feeling a lot better. So I'm glad to be back. I miss these. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Shaw. Gosh, I'm not saying that like Shaw Lesser. Oh, from Australia. Welcome. Good morning to you. Hi, Sandy. Happy Friday and Saturday morning, I should say. Welcome, everyone. Hope you had a good week. Oh, Fatima, I'm jealous. That sounds lovely. Sounds lovely. Kim T, hello from Ontario. Welcome. Wow, we really have some new names, or, well, new to me anyway, from all over. This is awesome. I'm so glad you all are here. Hi, Julie. Hello, hello. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Hopefully you've had some nice weather where you are. It's been beautiful the past couple of days here. It's been really, it was like 70 today, a little breezy. It was so comfortable. Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, Sandy, yay. Did you post it on the Facebook group yet? I'm so glad. Thank you for your support. I am in Maine, Queen of Dover. All the way up in Maine. So not far from Canada, actually. Hi, Tanya. Hello. I'm not that close to Ontario, but I don't think anyway. Not sure, actually. Pouring rain. Cool and rainy. Very tired of it. Oh, man. Well, I hope the sun comes out soon for you. All right. 8:30. We're neighbors. Yes. Okay, we're close then. That's great. I don't know my Canada geography very well. I apologize. Not yet. Finishing the layout while I watch you. Oh, Sandy, I can't wait to see it. That's so exciting. So exciting. New Brunswick. Okay, yeah. All right. That's ringing a bell, Queen of Dover. Thank you for that. Yes. Up here in the Northeast. I love it. All right. Summer's very short up here, which I'm sure it's even shorter for you all in Canada. So these beautiful days, try to soak it up. All right. Well, it is 8:30. Looks like we already have a crowd. So we are in June, believe it or not. This year is flying by. Ooh, Tina from Montana. Hello. And so the focus of the month was voted by my patrons. Thank you very much, patrons. And we are doing DIY embellishments this month. So get out your stash, get out, you know, your use it or lose it bin, all your bits and pieces, and let's make some DIY embellishments. And I just kind of wing it. I don't really know. I have a little bit of a process I follow, I guess, when it comes to making DIY embellishments, but it's really, for me, a good option to just like pull in those embellishments and items that I wouldn't normally use on a layout. I don't know why, but I feel like DIY embellishments kind of gives me the permission to do so. Strange, but that's kind of my thought process around it. So I hope you guys enjoy the series for the month. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I still have a little bit of a cough, so I'm going to apologize if I cough on the video every now and again. Excuse excuse me. I'm getting there, but it's still hanging around a little bit. Hi, Wendy, welcome. All right, happy Friday to you. So we're gonna jump right in. And I think this layout's gonna be relatively simple, but it's gonna be a lot of like just bits and pieces, but we're gonna start off making the embellishment, and then we're gonna pull the rest of it together. But the photo I'm documenting tonight, so we're doing a 12 by 12 spread, and it's my grandmother holding my son Wyatt just after he was born. So really sweet photo, one of my favorites. My grandmother and I have a really special bond, and this photo means a lot to me. So excited to document it tonight. But we're gonna put that off to the side for now. And I have oh, Tanya, I'm so sorry to hear that. I had influenza A, and I gotta tell you, it was so miserable. It was so miserable. So I've only had the flu one other time, and it was years ago. But Wyatt brought it home from daycare, and we were both just like down for the count. It was absolutely awful. Don't wish it on anybody. So, but thank you for the well wishes and everyone's patience as I took time to get well. So, and took care of Wyatt too. So thank you all so much for that. You're all so wonderful. Okay, so, and then I have my DIY kit on my desk, which is got a mixture of Heidi Swap and Maggie Holmes and Jen Hatfield and a little bit of everything on my desk. So I tried to pull from those collections in my kit because I actually haven't touched this kit very much. So I really want to try and work through that this month if I can. So for the base of the embellishment though, we're going to start with a doily. This is one of my favorite ways to start, or my most often way to start a DIY embellishment. I like to start with like a base piece. So I started with just a standard doily, and I folded it in half. This one I'm going to keep whole because I think I'm going to add it to the layout as well. So I folded it in half and just taped a little bit in the middle. So this is going to be the base of our DIY embellishment. Okay, I'm just catching up on chit chat. Grandmas are the best. They absolutely are. She's the only one I have, and I am so thankful for her that she's still around. She's 85, or she will be 85 this year. So every day is a blessing for sure. I'm hoping that Wyatt will have bits of memory of her. She's just the sweetest person. I just adore her. Most loving. I could go on and on. But yes, grandmas are the best. Okay. Wendy's been scrapping up a storm these past 2 weeks. Thought of you. Took time while you can and have fun. Oh, that's awesome, Wendy. And thank you. All right. So we've got our doily here. And so I wanted to just make basically a cluster. And again, my process, it's really kind of random, and it's just kind of, I just go with the flow, right? So I really wanted to start with the doily. And then I had this package of Jen Hatfield stickers, and it has all these cutesy little characters on it. And normally I don't use these characters. It's not normally my jam. But with DIY embellishments, like I said earlier, I kind of like to use it as a reason or as an excuse, or it gives me permission to use these little cutesy characters. And so, because they're so adorable, but I just don't often fit them into my normal scrapbooking. So I really made it a point. Hi, Dee. Happy Friday to you. I really wanted to make it a point that I used at least one. And so that was my inspiration for this DIY embellishment. Okay. Pardon me, I need a tissue as well. So I chose this cute little hedgehog. Okay. I just thought it was so sweet. So it's got a little, just this little smidge of gold, but I thought she was so cute with a bouquet of flowers. And so she was my inspiration for this embellishment. And then I love frames. You guys know I love frames. So this was in a Heidi Swap embellishment pack. So I loved this yellow and this phrase, pure happiness, totally resonated with me. So I'm like, yes, I want to use that too. So I was trying to figure out, like, how am I going to incorporate this frame? And, I was playing around and I'm like, you know what? I want the doily to sit on top of the frame and have the frame in the back, so kind of off to the side. So we're going to start there. And we're going to build a layer. I'm going to move this paper over. Hopefully you guys can still see with the white background. So we're just going to do a little bit of tape on either side of the frame. And our doily is going to kind of sit right on top of it. So the frame peeks a little bit over the top and then kind of jumps out at the bottom here. And then I was just going through these embellishment pieces, right? And picking out elements that I thought would be nice to incorporate. And I was looking for colors that coordinated, kind of complemented each other, and different textures. And so next up, I found this cute little phrase that says, "There's sunshine in my soul." And I wanted it kind of parked, I think, a little bit on the side here. I thought it filled out that corner really nicely. But I don't want to adhere that yet, because then comes along this beautiful, like, transparent, I was going to say transparency. I guess that's kind of a transparency, vellum tag that came in the Heidi Swap ephemera kit. And I really love this. I love the colors. I love the striped. Kind of went with the stripes in my paper here. And as much as I love the doily, I need to fill up some of that space too. So I don't want just my whole embellishment to be this white doily. All right. And I'm catching up on chat, sorry. Oh, hi Fallon, welcome. Hi Teresa. Oh, prayers for the baby girl, Tanya, that's for sure. I'm sorry to hear that she's struggling. Along with bikes that everyone hates but me. Yes, Wendy, I struggle with the bikes too. All right. Sorry, I just want to make sure I caught up with the chat. I'm going to grab a sip of water here. Okay. So, I saw this vellum tag and I'm like, yes, I really want to add this. So, I thought the vellum tag look really cute on the side here. Again, a little below the frame, some of the doily peeking out. And I love that you can kind of see some of the texture of the doily in the background. And then our little hedgehog, I think I want this a little higher because I want more of the doily to stick out. And then I wanted our little hedgehog to kind of plop right here. And then this one's pretty basic, guys. Simple, but it's all about just playing with composition and fitting in different bits and pieces and just, honestly, just winging it. Just give it a try. These are all elements that are, not all of these pieces are something that I would I would reach for first pass, if that makes any sense. These are stuff, some of these, I mean, the frame and my little labels here, I definitely would, but some of this stuff isn't like my primary embellishment that I go to. So, it's okay to like risk it a little bit and like try and just play. This is all about playing and experiment. Hence the name, No Fail Friday, right? There is no failure. You're going to make some embellishments that you love. You're going to make something you're like, maybe you don't love so much, but at least you tried, right? And especially if these are embellishments that, you're not super in love with, that's a good place to start. Let's see. D, no, I did not. I had, Wyatt had brought influenza A home from daycare, which it was pretty rough. So I can't even imagine experiencing COVID because that was pretty miserable. I was down for the count in bed. I couldn't even get out of bed for the first 3 days. So it was pretty miserable. Winging it is a scrapbooker dream. Yes. As long as it's not flowers, I can wing it every day. Wendy. Yeah, so you should be making all the DIY embellishments with all the flowers, right? Because that's like your least favorite element. You're so funny. There's going to be a flower in there from me. Sorry, there's going to be flowers. Okay, Anyways, that's my little like pep talk for embellishment making. And so I have these couple of little tags that I wanted to layer on this side just to bring really some colors, honestly. A little shimmer of gold. And then I have this pink that I wanted to layer kind of behind. And then, like I said earlier, this little, there's sunshine in my soul is going to stick it right there. And this is my DIY embellishment. That's it. Really simple. Now I can come in here and I might, after we get the layout together, I could add some enamel dots. I could add a little stamping if I want to. I could even go in and add some layering of more pieces if I want. But this is where I'm starting with my embellishment. And this, you know, to me, I'm happy with this and I can build upon it. So, hi Fatima, welcome. Do I build up a stash? I went through like a little bit of a phase where I had play sessions where I just made a bunch of embellishments, and it took me a while to work through them. So as regular practice, I don't make DIY embellishments, and I don't have like a back stock of them. I don't really make them often, to be honest. I go in like, I get on like these little kicks, if you will. But it was it was the top request of my patrons, and I'm here to deliver. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert DIY embellishment maker, but I like to share what I know and how I approach these. So hopefully you guys find it helpful. All right, so let's glue this down and then I'll give you guys a closer look because I know it's a little far away. So we're just going to take this apart. So our doily is already attached to our frame. And so now we're just going to add all the other elements. And it's that easy, really. And it's just pulling the pieces together and playing. As you can see, a lot of these I didn't stick down. I just kind of plopped and played with them a little bit until I found a layout that a composition, I shouldn't say a layout, a composition that I was happy with. And this is pretty basic, and that's what I wanted to start with for this first Friday. Of course, I've got some ideas for other embellishments that are a little more involved, but I wanted to start simple because I really wasn't sure how many of you make your own embellishments. So I'd love to hear how many of you do this already, or how many of you have never tried, and this is kind of your first go-round. It really is a great way. It's a little crooked, but we're going to leave it. It's stuck. It's really a great way to use up your stash. I tell you, it really is. I actually am going to pop up this hedgehog. Instead of making it flat, we're going to bump it up a little bit. You know me, I like my dimension. Hi from Michigan. Ooh, heading to Maine next Friday. Welcome. Where in Maine are you visiting, Lori? So happy to have you in our beautiful state. All right, so we're going to bump up our hedgehog a little bit. So yeah, how many of you make some DIY embellishments? Excuse me again. Sandy has tried and it didn't go so well. Oh, what was the challenge, Sandy? You just couldn't find like your jam, or you didn't like what you created, or I'd be curious to hear. All right, so there's our cute little hedgehog, and look how adorable this is. And it's quite large, but it's not so cute. Very simple. These don't have to be complicated, guys. They really can be this simple. But look how cute that is. Adorable. All right, so I built this and you're like, all right, now how am I going to use it? Now, honestly, you could plop this right on a card and I think it would look quite adorable. But we're going to build our layout next. So let me trim my branding strip off. Oops. There we go. And this paper, in case you all are curious, this is from Heidi Swapp Art Walk, which is a really great collection. All right, we're gonna keep the stripes horizontal. All right, need some more water here. Thank you, Dana. And welcome. I don't think I saw your name earlier. Your new username as well. So happy to have you. For me, the key to DIY embellishment is finding that base piece and building upon it. Tina, not me, but I should try. I have so much stuff. Yes. Put together like a use it or lose it bin and just pull from there and play, right? If you got a lot of supplies, like I said earlier, if you got a lot of supplies, there are so many great tutorials on YouTube. Just put on a playlist and just have at it and play. Pretend like you're in an art class, right? And just have fun with it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to create something that maybe you don't love. But if you're using pieces from your stash that you could live without or that aren't your favorite, no harm, no foul, right? And you know what? You may not like it, but maybe you have a friend that's going to fall in love with it. So it's good to give away. Maybe send in Happy Mail. D, I haven't had the flu in years. I was as sick as ever have been in my life. My hair hurt sitting on my head. My teeth hurt. Yes, everything hurt. I totally feel you there. It was awful, awful, awful. Dana, I watch all of your videos. Just happen to catch live. Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your support. Oh, that makes my heart happy. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so here is our cute little embellishment. And I gotta tell you, I just love the combination of this like mustard yellow and the blue. I don't know why, but it just speaks to me. All right, and I've got a bunch of other pieces I collected here. But let's get this photo. So, when I had this together, I was kind of thinking originally I was going to do like a 4x6 and maybe put this at the bottom and build out. But obviously, the way my embellishment ended, it didn't really work out that way. But I thought, how cute would it be to have this nestled on the side? And we can cover a little bit of the photo because it really just fits perfectly right along my grandmother. Which, you know, it just seems like it was meant to be, right? Totally meant to be. And then I've got another doily. So what we're going to do from here is we're just going to build up and we're going to continue the theme of the embellishment and just layer and layer and layer, right? And so I have another doily here. And so I thought it would be fun to maybe carry that doily pattern kind of on the top and bottom. I don't know. I just visually like how that looks. Thanks, Sandy. It really is not hard. It's just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know that sounds easier said than done, but I think that's really the trick of the trade. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then I have, again, I found this. This was I think a Becky Higgins Project Life card. And I cut off the round corners because I don't really care for them, but I loved the ombre yellow. And so again, I wanted to use this kind of as a layering piece behind the photo. You're not going to really see much of the ombre, but that's okay. It's just really another subtle yellow. And I think I want the darker yellow to kind of pop. And I'm making a mess. I'm not committing to anything yet. We're just kind of playing with composition. It isn't really my style. And that's okay, Dee. You know? That's all right. You'll find your jam, you'll find your style. Okay, so we've got a little peak of yellow. We may want to scoot this in a little bit more. I don't want too much. So I could probably trim that card down, but I'm not going to be bothered with it right now. All right, and I'm like I said, I'm loving the combination of the blue and yellow. I'm not really sure. It just speaks to me. And I realize my camera is super crooked, guys. I'm going to try and fix it, hopefully. Sorry if I'm making you motion sick. Hopefully I fixed it and didn't make it worse. Okay. Oh, I totally made it worse. There we go. I don't know. It's a little crooked. We're going to deal with it tonight. I'm a little out of practice, as you can tell. All right. So we're still building. I thought you were going to say that yellow was from a paint store. You know, Julie, it did kind of look like a paint swatch, didn't it? That's a really good... I didn't think about that initially, but it really did kind of look like a paint swatch. All right, so I have another frame. And so I kind of wanted to mirror this square bottom of this frame here, the frame element. So we're going to come in, and I don't want that big piece so much, but I think I want this to kind of pop up over here a little bit. So we got some round elements, and we've got some square going on, some hard lines, some soft lines, and they're all kind of marrying together in harmony, I think, I hope. We're going to try to make them work that way. All right. Okay, so there's that. So we're making progress here. Making progress. And so then I have a couple more pieces. So I was trying to think about a title. And I was going through my thickers, my stickers, my alphas. And then I found this chipboard one that said Over the Moon. And it was perfect. And a little background story. My grandmother and I have a really close relationship. And I have a video, my mom took it, of when I actually told her I was pregnant. And she cried and said she had been praying for this. And it just, like, I don't know, it just hit home for me because we have such a special relationship. And just so to go from the pregnancy announcement to seeing her hold him, it just, you know, gives me all the feels. I don't even know how to explain it, but this moment is just super special. And so I thought, like, Over the Moon was a really fitting title just because she was over the moon to meet him. I was over the moon for them to meet. And they have an amazing relationship, just like her and I do. So it felt right. And of course the colors worked well too. Excuse me. So sorry, guys. All right. So I thought the Over the Moon was wonderful. And so then I have some florals here. Let's see. Because we have this little floral cluster here, and this is just for you, Wendy. All of the florals are for you. And you know I do it just because I love you, girl. So I wanted to add some more florals for visual interest and to kind of, again, tie them into the layout, kind of bring them out, bring the layout together, excuse me. Lost for words there for a moment. And these are stickers, and I just dusted the bottom just so I could play and they wouldn't stick permanently. All right. Let's see if I can get this right. I'm kind of destroying everything. But I want to see composition before I actually commit. So, all right. There we go. So we've got our little floral cluster over here. And then I have this vellum piece that says Right Now is my favorite. And I fell in love with this too. And I was like, I really want to fit this on this layout. And so it would have gone perfect like on a corner. but I wanted this banner title here. So I figured what I would do is I would tuck it over here on the side. And there's quite a few words on this layout, but I think in the end, it's going to all work really well together. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you're here. All right. And so I found this cute little like playful cloud. Again, the colors kind of tie in together. This was from a thicker set. I can't recall which one. I'm drawing a blank. But I thought this would look really cute. Kind of nestled right here. It's on wax paper right now, just because it's sticky, but that will be gone once we adhere everything. And then last but not least, I have another little floral piece that I wanted to tuck in here on the top under the doily in this little rubber piece. Again, to kind of give a floral visual triangle here. And how cute is this layout? We haven't committed to anything, but I'm loving it so much. And so what I want to do is I want to stick this down, and then I think I want to come back in here with some, I'm thinking some Nouveau drops would be nice, just to add a different texture and some little dots here. And then I think I'm going to call it pretty much complete. The one other thing I'm kind of debating on is maybe tearing the bottom a little bit of this paper and having white underneath, just to break up the background so it's not so solid. There's a little break. So I think we might do that. But let's get this stuck down first, and then we'll think about the details. Okay? I love, love, love how this is coming together. All just random bits and pieces, right? Which is so fun. So fun. Okay. So I think I'm going to start with doing the photo right on the doily. And we'll just kind of build it from there. Thank you, Sandy. I think it's really fun. And I just love the different elements, different collections coming together, different colors. And we started off with a simple making a simple embellishment, which is kind of cascaded to layering throughout this entire layout, which is so fun. Really, really fun. I would never remember where everything went. You know, when you're not on camera doing a live, if you don't commit right away, I use my cell phone and I take a picture of it. Tanya, so there's a little tip for you. Because there are some times where I don't remember where everything goes either. So, and you know what? There have been times where I have forgotten to take a picture, and the layout ends up being like a little different. And you know, it's okay because, oh, whoops, I did some tape where I shouldn't have. Let me get that off. So most of the time it turned out better. So it's more or less to just get a general idea. But yeah, your cell phone is your friend. If you there's some times where I just like to play with the composition before I commit. So just in case. All right, there are all of our big pieces. So we're going to get these tacked down. I just love how this fits in perfectly with her. It was just meant to be, right? I love that. Love that. All right. So now we're going to tack this. And again, using elements that I wouldn't normally have used. Like I said, this hedgehog is the big one. Like I normally wouldn't gravitate towards something like that. So it's so fun to be able to use, you know, pieces that kind of put you outside your comfort zone a little bit. All right, we're gonna have my floral pieces. Right here, tucked on the side. Oh, Bar Harbor. Oh, I love it up there. Enjoy. And so far the weather's looking pretty fantastic. So you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a really good time. All right, vellum. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Lori. Get our other floral embellishment or floral cluster up here. Kind of peeking out. Give us that visual triangle, right? We got our little rubber piece. I think I want this to come up even more. So we have our little rubber piece right here. Move it over a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And then our over the moon, and I think we could pop this up too to kind of match the dimension of the hedgehog. So let's go ahead and do that. Vicky Lou, hello from California. Thank you for joining us. Happy to have you. Okay, so we get a couple of foam squares to pop this up. And then we'll see what we're going to do with the bottom. Because I think we need to add a little something down here. Unless you guys think otherwise, give me your opinion on the bottom there, what your thoughts are. Over the moon. Isn't that just the sweetest? Part of me loves this the way it is. I might just get a piece of white paper and tear it and see what we think. Yeah, the hedgehog's really cute. The stickers are so cute. Let me show you the collection again because they have another. And they have a couple other pieces we might be able to add as well. But just fun little images. I really wanted to use the sloth in the chair. But I'll have to find another layout. But they have another cute hedgehog too. They're just really cute. It's from the homemade collection. And there's a bike just for you, Wendy. But I love this little bird, actually, looking at him. I'm like, can we add him in? Look at him looking up. Oh, look, we should add that right there. How sweet is that? Cute. I'm so glad I brought that back out. All right. Thank you. Oh, Vicky, I am so glad you joined too. I'm glad you made it. We do every Friday night at 8:30. So mark it on your calendar. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, I should say. We tried different techniques and just have fun, really. It's a good crew. A really good crew. All right. So I am debating on the bottom here. Do we leave it as is? Or do we add like a little tear on the bottom to give a little peek of like white in the background? And I'm sorry, my camera is not straight tonight, and I apologize. You guys are looking at it kind of crooked. Or do we do some tearing? I'm just wondering if this background is too bland. So if we tore the bottom of the paper, I don't know, I think it kind of takes away. Maybe that's just too much. Maybe we go thinner. I think it kind of takes away from the aesthetic of the layout. Maybe just like a little peekaboo. Or maybe not white and try to find a different color. That's not as bad. It kind of looks like a cloud. Yeah, I think it needs a little something too, Vicky Lou. I'm right there with you. Kind of like looks like a little cloud at the bottom there. But let's see if we have, what do I got for colored cardstock? I'm just wondering if we add like a soft pink under there maybe instead of white. White is always my default, but it's definitely not the only color we can go with here. And I'm trying to find my pink folder. That's my oranges. I could also do maybe like another little, well, I don't think we want to do another embellishment on the bottom. Yellow or that blue. Sandy, I'm kind of thinking the yellow too. I'm really digging the yellow. So I don't know if I have any of it in a cardstock color though. I'm trying to find it right now. I think I only have brighter yellows. Yeah. They're a little too bright. Which is such a bummer because I do love it. And then I had some like, yeah, the background's, it's more like a gray, and I think that's why it's partially throwing me off. And I had like a plaid yellow, but again, I thought that would conflict with the paper too much, so I didn't want to use that. Maybe even, like, to your point, Dee, like a gray might work. Got some greens. I'm still getting my colored cardstock folders out here, guys, so bear with me here. We'll figure something out. So that's too gray. And we have that green. I don't like that. And we have some basil. Maybe that will work. And instead of doing a tearing, what if I trim this whole paper down and just like matted it? Like framed it out. Oh, the green's not bad, but if I could find a yellow, I think that would be really nice. But I think the yellow I have is too bright. It's not terrible. You can sit on that for a minute. Maybe you thinking like a cluster down here? That was my other thought too. Maybe just creating another embellishment. So we do have like a pink too, a soft pink. So there's the yellow. I'm thinking I just want to mat it. I think that's all it needs. So there's the yellow, and then we also have a pink, which isn't too bad. Again, I'll trim this striped paper down a little bit. So there's the pink, and then we'll go back to the green one more time. And then you guys tell me what one you think looks best. Kind of like the green, actually. I don't know that the yellow is exactly the right yellow. All right, so there are the three colors. So let me know what you guys think. Julie likes the pink. Do I have a blue? Let me see if I have it in a different color. Maybe you're thinking like a darker blue, Fatima? I a blue folder here somewhere, I thought. I say that, but let's see. I guess I don't have all my folders out. All right, we got green. Everybody's liking the green. Hold on, we might introduce another color here. Well, I have this periwinkle that's not the right color. Grandma's blue. Okay. Yes. Good idea, maybe pulling out the blue in her jacket. I think this is kind of close. So I think that's close to Grandma's blue. It might be, it's a little darker. I don't know if I have a closer color. All right, so there's the blue. So everybody liked the green, but now we've got the blue in here, and I'm seeing yes to the blue. I kind of like the blue too. I think it grounds it. What a fabulous idea, Fatima. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking, let's see what, I'm going to give it another moment for people to comment, but I think the blue looks nice too. Dee likes the blue. Yes, it really, yep. Dana, yep, blue. Julie's back to green. I gotta agree, Julie, the green was nice too. The blue is nice. It does pull. It is tricky, but I do like how the blue pulls in Graham's jacket, and I do think the blue like grounds the layout a little bit more than the green. So I'm going with blue too, guys. I love it. Thank you, Fatima, for the suggestion. I didn't really want to add too much more in regards to like the embellishments, you know. Let's start with a 1/4 inch or around the edge, and we'll see how that looks before we don't want to make it too big. Okay, blue, Julie says. She's on board. Hey, I was right there with you, Julie. The green was a close second, I gotta tell you. If I had the right yellow, I just didn't have that I didn't have that mustardy yellow. But I think yellow would have looked nice too. All right, we're just doing a 1/4 inch all the way around because I just want a little bit, a small mat. I don't want a real thick one. We'll see what that looks like. All right. Beautiful. You know, and if I was really ambitious, I could do some stitching. I think that would look nice too, but I could always add that later. All right. There it is, framed out with the blue. Yes, I love it. Great choice, guys. Yay, that looks great. All right, let's get it tacked down, and I think I got to put the date on this, and of course I know the date. I don't need to look this one up. It's the day Wyatt was born. He was born at 1:48 in the morning. He came just before they were gonna schedule a cesarean for me because he was being stubborn and he didn't want to come out. But thankfully he decided to arrive and I didn't have to go through that. So, and this is all later in the day and everybody came to meet him. All right, we're all tacked down. And we need to stamp the date. That's what it needed. I agree. I agree. It just took some thinking. You know, sometimes less is more, you know? You don't always need a lot of busyness. All right. November 12th, 2016. Let's get some ink there. And I think, let's match that. I think we'll keep the date kind of subtle. Match the blue of the background paper. And I think I'm going to plop it right here. There we go. All right. So, Julie, I have a mom journal that I am scrapping as well. It's from a Happy album, and I can show you. I'll give you a little sneak peek of it if you want. But my mom journal is where I am documenting all these memories, these stories, more intimate stories of Wyatt and family and my thoughts and feelings. And so I don't do a lot. I don't always journal on the 12 by 12s. So this is more of like an artistic outlet, if you will. But it all depends. But I do have, let me show you the mom journal. So it's in a Creative Memories Happy album. And let me just make sure. I gotta make sure that there's no pictures in here that I would accidentally be inappropriate. I think we're good. Oh, he has a bath one, but we'll cover that one up. Okay. Excuse me again. So this is my mom journal, and so this is where I do a lot of those stories of going through being pregnant and all my feelings and thoughts and moments that associate with Wyatt and me becoming a mom. And then this is one of the stories I have about my grandmother. She actually also crocheted him a blanket. Nobody in the family actually knew my grandmother crocheted. And Wyatt is the one and only grandchild that got something handmade for him. So I've documented that story here. And I'll continue to add to this journal as time goes on. Let's make sure, yeah. And this is really fun. And it's just different. Let me make sure, yeah, we're good. He was in the hospital for a week after he was born because he had a blood infection. So I talked about that story and just how happy, even though he kept getting IVs put in his hand and 3 injections a day, he was still like happy. He was such a happy baby. It was awesome. And so I've gotten all those memories like jotted down in this book. So hence why I don't journal on all my 12 by 12s. So I hope that answered your question. Yay, baby. Yes, this is such a fun project. Tanny, you're going to enjoy it so much. All right, so we've got the tubby pictures, which I'm going to cover up. But, you know, him coming home. I've also kind of skipped ahead and scrapped some of his older, you know, pictures of when he was older, just because I was in the mode. So I haven't attached those, but just having fun with different layouts. And I'll add some journaling on these as well. But, so some of them are out of order, but that's okay. I'll fit them in and put them in where they belong. These are his professional photos he had done. And then, of course, my husband and I as babies will document that as well. So anyways, that's my mom journal. So that's where a lot of those stories go. And of course, you know, Wyatt will get this when he's of age. So, all right. So there's a little background. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the process of creating a DIY embellishment. My process anyway, a very simple process. I think this layout came out so nice. Thank you guys for contributing. I always appreciate your view and your opinions and your suggestions. And I think because of that, this came out fabulous. And I will see you all next week for another layout to include a DIY embellishment. So until then, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.